Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. Hopefully you're having an awesome Christmas, being able to spend some time with friends or family, or just enjoying some time off from work or school. Regardless, hopefully you guys are having a great day and an awesome holiday season. And in today's GTA 5 video, we are going to be doing another Q&A video where I take your questions from Twitter and I answer them all in this video. Today's Q&A theme is all going to be about the Christmas or Festive Surprise 2016 DLC. So all the questions pertain to that. And we've got a lot of great ones today, so let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. All right, so the first couple of questions I got revolved around what would be the best way to make the most money in short periods of time, as I don't have a lot of money to buy shark cards. I also got another question that was, do you know any fast ways to get money because this stuff is so expensive? And I totally get that, guys. I know that the import and export stuff was not cheap at all. And that's why I've been doing so many shark card giveaways on my Twitter. So I definitely recommend that you go down there and check that out. If you guys are playing Grand Theft Auto 5 now, I did a video the other day, which I'll leave a link to in the description, that tells you to take advantage of the double money and RP adversary modes, the premium race, and the 50% more money on the unlawful activities like the biker business, CEO stuff, and vehicle importing and exporting. But one way that I like to make a little bit of extra cash with GTA 5 is with the app Bounty. They've been working with me for a couple weeks now. I'll leave a link to them in the description, as well as my discount code MrBoss. If you enter that, it's going to get you 50 free credits. Essentially, App Bounty is an app. You can download it on iOS or Android. You download fun games that you play and you earn credits, and you can turn those credits into PSN cards, Xbox One cards, or Amazon cards. You can turn those around, buy a shark card, boom, you're good to go. You got your Nero custom or your Comet custom right there. So there's a lot of cool things you can do in GTA 5, but I know sometimes we might not necessarily have the time to hop on and play, and that's where something like App Bounty can come in and help, where even if you just have 5 or 10 minutes, download 1 or 2 apps, and those points will really start to add up. So again, check those links in the description. But yeah, I know the stuff from import and export has been ridiculously expensive, and I know Rockstar knows that as well. They did this update right during the holiday time where they would probably expect people to buy shark cards and whatnot. It's been crazy overkill, man. Like I said, by the time this DLC is said and done and all the cars are released, it's definitely going to be over $40 million. Now that's a great segue into the next couple set of questions I got, and that had to do regarding the unreleased vehicles. A ton of people are asking me, when are the rest of the unreleased vehicles going to be coming out? When are we going to be seeing like the Itali GTB, the Spectre, the FCR? We've got 3 cars remaining in the game, and I think Rockstar are going to be releasing these sooner rather than later, and I also think they're going to be releasing one vehicle at a time. So we've already got the Nero, we've already got the new Comet Retro, and I'm not sure what's going to be next. In my opinion, Rockstar have released probably the 2 most hyped cars first, so I don't know if they're going to like build the hype back up for something like the Spectre, the Itali GTB, the new Progen, but my prediction is that it's either going to come out tomorrow on Monday or on Tuesday, because we know for a fact that Rockstar have to update the tunables for 2 things. Number 1, they have to turn off the snow, and they've also got to turn off the 50% money increase on the unlawful activities. So I'm thinking that when Rockstar do that either sometime on Monday or maybe even early Tuesday, that they'll add a new vehicle into the game as an ever-growing continuation of Benny's stock from the Festive Surprise DLC. Now, if that isn't the case, I'm really not too sure. At this point, it is so hard to predict Rockstar's patterns. The Spectre, the FCR, the Itali GTB, at this point, could be releasing at any time, but what you want to look for is when Rockstar have to change tunables, because that's when it would be most convenient and easiest for them to add a new car into the game. So be on the lookout for those dates where you know an event is going to be ending or something is going to be changing, and that's likely when you'll see one of these vehicles releasing. Now, speaking of the snow, we also got a bunch of questions regarding the snow. The first of which comes from Mad Zingu, who tweets at me, why do you think Rockstar extended the period for snow in Grand Theft Auto Online a day earlier and a day extra, which was the 23rd through the 26th? And Mad Zingu Pingu, I'm not too sure. Maybe Rockstar listened to us, because really it is kind of a shame that the only time we get snow in Grand Theft Auto Online is typically like some of the busiest times for people, where they're spending most of their days with friends or family and might not necessarily have the capacity to get on Grand Theft Auto Online as much. So maybe that was the reason right there. Rockstar just said, okay, we get that. Let's extend the snow a little bit longer. And I think that's awesome. And we got another question from Jacob, who tweets at me, will the snow come early for New Year's Eve too, or will the snow not leave until New Year's Day? So kind of a confusing question, but to sum up, basically the snow is going to be ending in probably about 24 hours, and then it will return for sometime on New Year's Eve. Rockstar have confirmed that on their newswire. However, what he's asking, is it going to come at the normally scheduled time, or is it going to come like this year, where it came pretty much 24 hours early than we expected? And I would imagine Rockstar is going to do the exact same thing. They will introduce the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day snow 24 hours early, and likely 24 hours later than it is supposed to leave. Which once again I know is great, because so many of us are busy during this time of the year, and it really does give us more of an opportunity to hop on Grand Theft Auto Online and enjoy more time in the snow. Now, let's move on to another question, which comes from Chris. He says, why do you think that the next-gen snow isn't improved from the last one, as there is more potential for it? Now, Chris, I will agree with you. I think there's a lot of potential for next-gen snow, like the ability for it to stick to cars or maybe pile up over time. I would kind of love it if the snow was dynamic, so where it doesn't just like spawn in one clump, but on day 1 of the snow, it's very light. Day 2, it starts to build up more and more. And then by day 3, you see these massive mounds of snow piles all over the city in Blaine County. That would be pretty cool, but I understand why the snow was perfectly fine from old generation, so Rockstar just ported it over. I guess they saw the fact that it didn't necessarily need really any more work, and the fact that it only happens for about 4 or 5 days a year, Rockstar probably didn't want to put the effort to build something like that, and honestly, I can't blame them. Let's move on to some more questions. This one comes from Arkin, who tweets at me, when we source a vehicle, will we ever be getting the new cars to steal? So I'm assuming he's talking about the import-export vehicles, and I don't think so, Arkin, because Rockstar had to add import and export into the game before these cars could be fully tested. So I think it's only going to be bikers and beyond that. So that's why you see so many vehicles from like Cunning Stunts and even other previous DLCs like the Business and High Life update. So no, I don't think we're going to be getting the import or the export cars. This next question comes from Will, who tweets at me, do you think Rockstar will ever add special cars for the snow, special wheels, or maybe the snow plow? So Will, unfortunately not. This kind of goes back to what I answered earlier, in that because the snow only happens for like 5 to 6 days a year, I guess Rockstar don't really justify putting all that much effort into it, especially because only a small part of their player base is going to get on, and for the rest of the year, those vehicles, those wheels, and maybe some of those features would be worthless. So for Rockstar, it's balancing work versus reward, and how much effort they're going to put in versus how many people are actually going to use that new content. Up next, we got a question from Carlos, who tweets at me, do you think that there will be more retro customs like the Elegy and the Comet? Carlos, that is a great question, and I actually had this idea as well. I would love it if Rockstar started using bennies in order to create retro vehicles from the older Grand Theft Auto games. So like from Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, that could be pretty cool. There's a lot of cars that I think could be awesome, like the Deluxo. The Hermes is another car from Vice City and San Andreas that we don't have, and I think that would be awesome. So yes, more retro customs in bennies would be amazing, and I really hope Rockstar do continue along the lines of the Comet and the Elegy, creating these retro versions of cars, because not only are they so awesome, but the fans and the community seem to generally love them as well. Like that R32 Skyline, people love. The Comet Retro, people absolutely love. So yeah, Rockstar, keep it up, because we like these sort of vehicles. Charlie says, do you think the Juggernaut outfits will be available to buy sometime in Grand Theft Auto Online? Probably not, Charlie, because Rockstar didn't intend them for them to be in free mode. Otherwise, they would have put like $100,000 price tag on them and let us buy them, just like the Deadline suits. So unfortunately, no, I don't think we will ever be getting those Juggernaut outfits in the game. Knifeguy says, do you think we'll be able to keep the outfits and masks this year after the holidays? Not if it isn't a gift. So the unicorn mask and the pajamas will be able to keep, but all the other glowing clothing and masks and toppers, that's all going to be going away, unfortunately, permanently on January 9th. Once again, it is kind of a shame that we can't keep those, and honestly, I'd rather purchase the content so I could have them forever, but unfortunately, Rockstar have them for free, and that means we are not going to be able to keep them forever. All right, and our final two questions have to do with the vehicles. This one comes from Raghav Rana, who tweeted me, do you think the car which came with the Festive Surprise 2016 will disappear like the Sanctus did? No, I don't think so. That was likely a mistake on Rockstar's end, the Sanctus disappearing. It's actually back in the game for me now. But no, if you buy the vehicles, you should keep them forever. So have no fear regarding that. If you buy the Nero or the Comet, they're going to be in the game regardless. And finally, last but not least today, we have a question from Daniel, who tweets at me, is the Retro Custom and the Nero Custom worth their prices? Now, Daniel, I made videos on each one of those talking about sort of the buyer beware and my opinions, so look those up on my channel if you want the full breakdown. But the short answer is yes, I like the Retro Custom because of its customization and its mods. It looks awesome, not necessarily for a racing vehicle, and the Nero Custom is kind of the best of both worlds. It's a really fast supercar, and it's got great mods as well, so it's kind of a win-win for me. But anyways, that's all the questions that I'm going to be answering in this week's Christmas edition of the Q&A video, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you want to get involved in the next video, just go down in the description, follow me on Twitter, and use the hashtag AskBoss if you want to get involved in the next Q&A. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.